You know, although it's still pretty warm out, it's really not too soon to start thinking about some of the cooler weather and wanting some nice, comfortable soups on a cold day. Well, one of my favorite soups is lentil. So lentil is what we're going to make today. I have a stock pot here, nice deep stock pot. I covered the bottom of the pot with a layer of olive oil. The first thing I'm going to put in is 2 to 3 ounces of diced pancetta. I could use bacon, I could use some other seasoned fat from meat, or not from meat. Maybe you can use bacon or something like that if you prefer a vegetarian version of this. To that, then I'm also going to add, I'm going to add more. I'm going to add 2 ounces of diced soppressata. I could use salami. I could use some other sausage like a lamb sausage or beef sausage. I could use a plant-based sausage. Again, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get layering the flavors. So I need to add some of those flavors in order to get this nice depth of flavor in this soup. So to this now, I'm going to add the aromatics. So first, 6 smashed garlic cloves, 1.5 pounds of diced onion. Get all in there. I'm going to add then 3 ounces of diced celery with the leaves. Let's throw the leaves in too. 10 to 12 ounces of blanched, peeled, chopped plum tomatoes. I could use them from the can too. I could just use them. And 10 to 12 ounces, you're not going to use part of a tomato. So just add tomatoes. When you get around 10 to 12 ounces, that's fine. All right, I got everything in there. Now I'm going to add a little bit of seasoning. I have a teaspoon of salt, and I have a half of a teaspoon of freshly ground white pepper. I'm going to stir this up. Now I need then to cook this until the onion and celery are translucent. That'll take about 5 to 10 minutes, so we'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so we've been cooking this for a little bit, and you can see that we've now got the onions and celery are nicely soft and translucent. So we're ready to add the star of the show. What I have is a pound of lentils that have been soaked overnight. So that's important to do that. So I'll just put a whole pound of lentils in this pot. And then I need to add 4 quarts of boiling water. I want to use boiling water because I don't want to interrupt this. I want to keep the process going. This electric kettle that I have holds about half of that. So I can get it started with this. And then what I'll do is I'll heat up another kettle full of this to fill it up all the way. This is going to have to simmer for about an hour or until the lentils are cooked all the way through, when they're not crunchy anymore. So we'll come back after the lentils are ready to go and we'll finish up the soup. The lentils are cooked, so now it's time to add the last 3 ingredients. What I have here is a 1/4 pound, 4 ounces of sliced carrots. And I've got 12 ounces of sliced extra large black olives. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little bit of butter. So let me go get that right now. It's about 2 tablespoons. So there we have about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm going to add that in too, and that's going to add a nice little flavor to it. Now the reason I added these late, the carrots and olives in particular, is I want them to add their flavor to the soup, but I want them to retain their integrity and their texture. I don't want them to turn into mush. So this is going to simmer for about another 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to be ready to serve. The soup is done, and it's now time to serve. So I did correct the salt a little bit. I added maybe an extra teaspoon, but you don't want to overcorrect because you're probably going to freeze some of this. You're going to store it. Different people will come and eat it, and you want them to be able to decide how much salt they want in. And once you put too much, there's nothing you can do about it. So you want to keep it a little bit below. And let me dish some of this out, and I'm going to dish it into this clear bowl so that you can see it. And you can see all of the really good stuff in there. It's a really nice hearty soup. It's got all kinds of different things in it. I'm going to give it a taste first. See, for me, I'd like a little more salt, so I can add that myself. Put a little more in. And then I will drizzle some extra virgin olive oil. So nice finishing oil. You want a good quality for this. So I'm going to drizzle a little bit of that in here. Very nice. Now you could eat it just the way it is. It's very nice. It's a nice soup. It's nice. It's hearty. But if you wanted to turn it into a complete meal, add some pasta. I personally like shells. And the reason I like to use shells is because all the nice stuff gets into the shell. So when you take one out, you know, you've got soup and ingredients all inside of it. So they capture the soup and everything, and it's a really good bite. Now, you could also use rice. You could use any kind of grain, you know, to turn this into a complete meal. So that's lentil soup, and I'll see you in the next episode.